Taxi-Turvy is a pretty fun, very straightforward Popeye cartoon. This was released in 1954. It's directed by Seymour, Kneitel and Thomas Johnson and written by Irv Spector, with voices provided by Jackson Beck, Jack Mercer and Mae Questel. And of course, this is a Famous Studios cartoon. And Bluto and Popeye both are taxi drivers and they start to compete for the same customers. And then Olive Oil comes along wanting a taxi, and the majority of the cartoon is about Bluto and Popeye competing for olive oil. And I don't want to go into too much detail about the specifics or the kinds of things that they try, but it's really good fun. It's also very straightforward, and by that I mean it doesn't overcomplicate things by trying to give it too many layers. It is just simply Bluto and Popeye driving taxis trying to compete to have olive oil as their customer. And of course, they try various things both to obtain olive oil and prevent the other person from being able to taxi her around. And it's very creative. We have some really fun moments. The animation style is really pleasing. There's a really good attention to detail without it ever feeling too busy. I've mentioned this before. I believe I'm not a big fan of cartoons where there's too much going on. I like there to be a decent amount of detail, but I don't like them to be too busy. And this is certainly not a problem here. The designs of the taxis, the cars, they were very effective, really good color palette here. And olive oil came in at a really good moment as well. It didn't take too long for us to get to olive oil, but we had a little bit of setting up first. And I think the pacing was really good as well. It's not a bad cartoon at all. It might not be my favourite Popeye, but at the same time, there isn't anything about it that didn't work, and I really enjoyed it. Decent animation quality, a nice, straightforward narrative, really good execution with a lot of different things there, so it's very, very creative. And of course, with Bluto, Popeye, and Olive Oil, it's always a really nice cartoon because I think the three of them work well together. Well, maybe not Bluto and Popeye, but on screen they work well together. And it's pretty decent. If you're a fan of Popeye, then I definitely recommend Taxi-Turvy. It may not be my all-time favourite Popeye, but it's still a pretty good cartoon.